Welcome to Minneapolis High School Basketball here on 910 KINA.com, as well as Eagle Communications Channel 2, as we're about 10 minutes away from the championship game here in the 3A Substate here in Smith Center, as the Minneapolis Lions getting ready to take on the only team that has beaten us this year, and that's the Beloit Trojans. As Minneapolis Lions and the Beloit Trojans getting ready to do battle tonight as we get ready for tonight's ball game. Minneapolis coming in tonight with only 2 losses on the season, and those both being to Beloit. Beloit's got, I think, 3 losses. 4 losses on the season, 2 of those to Sacred Heart. And I don't know who the other 2 losses were, but that's beside the point. We're on the floor tonight. Both teams trying to get to Hutchinson, Kansas, to the state tournament. Minneapolis trying to get back there 2 years in a row, and Beloit Trojans trying to knock us out of there. We just got done with the girls' game where the Riley County Falcons advanced to state 3A girls. So Minneapolis and Beloit Trojans getting ready to do battle. Dale Leach, Mike Perry, myself, Scott Osherman make the trip up here to Beloit. And Dale, you got some stats. Mike, you got some info. I'll turn it over to you guys.
Well, this is Kansas State High School Activity Association's version, Class 3A, of the Sweet 16. How about that? Minneapolis, as you mentioned, battles for the right to move on to state tournament in Hutchinson for the 2nd year in a row. We take on the number 4 seed, unranked Beloit Trojans tonight. Minneapolis number 1 seed and 4th in the NCAA. To get here, Minneapolis in Substate beat Smith Center 62 to 19, and Ellsworth 60-39. Beloit beat Southeast Lane 66-49, and Riley County 64-49. So both teams have scored well above their opponents. This is the 2000th game in Minneapolis school history tonight, guys.
2,000
that we've been able to tell. So
wow,
kind of a monumental night, and this gives us, we've got 1,036 wins, 959 losses for a 51.9% winning percentage. Coach Shute squads in that have 61 wins against 51 losses for a 54.5% winning percentage. This will be our opportunity to go to the 9th state tournament in our history. In this, the 100th year of Kansas State High School Basketball Association state tournament play. For Beloit Minneapolis series, this is the 169th game. Beloit has dominated this series dating back to 1909. They lead at 95-73, and they beat us twice this year by 6 and by 4. However, in Substate regional play, Minneapolis leads Beloit 5-4 in wins. And guess what? In championship games, they've never beat us. In Substate championship games,
really,
Minneapolis leads 2-0 in 2001 and last year in 2010. So things kind of even up when it comes down to Substate play in the history of the school. What you got, Mike?
Well, Beloit, as you well know, a formidable opponent here tonight. And one reason they beat Minneapolis 2 times in a row this season is matchup problems. We do not match up well against this team. They're tall, they play long, and they have a tendency to put a very, very, very good defensive player on Grayson George. This Marvin Darko is probably one of the fastest 6'6" guys you'll see on the floor this year, but he's so long and lean, plays very good defense, and will not give Grayson enough space for a decent shot. So it is important that Minneapolis does try to get some room and get Grayson George open from the outside. Advantage this does make for Minneapolis, so it keeps Marvin Darko away from the basket, where he is a tenacious rebounder and so long arms, and he can flat jump, that keeping him away from the glass will be a plus. So, you know, on the outside, guarding Grayson George all night long will keep him out there. His biggest game is slashing and driving to the basket. So I don't know, it's just a tough matchup tonight, but if we keep him out there, and I think the other 4 around the basket can beat their other 4.
It'll be a Donnybrook game here, guys. I'm liking the fact that we're back to full strength. We weren't at full strength against Beloit in Minneapolis, and I think that affected us. And it's good that we're back 100% against the Trojans tonight. Of course, at the game in Minneapolis, we had a career-high 24-point outing from Casey Argenbright. He did not want to give up. And, but we lost by 4 there.
Now they've got, last night they had 4 players in double figures. Budke, Darko, Vetter, and I think either Crone or Schamberg. I can't remember who the other one was that was in double figures last night. They had 4 players in double figures last night. Minneapolis, we've had good ball movement. We've had a chance. Now, one of the things that I hope to see tonight and I expect to see is Grayson George is going to find a way tonight. Darko has shut him down the last 2 games, and I'm not sure how many points-wise, but he has shut him down and kept him low, if double figures, low double figures.
In either game, though, it's not that Grayson
7
hasn't had some shots in those games.
Right, exactly.
He wasn't on.
He wasn't on, and that's where I mean. I think
it might have
we'll
been the defensive pressure that bothered him. I don't know. That he did miss some open shots in both those games.
One alarming stat that I heard last night, and I mentioned this to Dale on the way up here, their shot chart, all their points that they scored last night were in the paint, and Beloit shot 65% from the floor. That's going to be, you know, if they're within 6 foot of the basket, they're going to shoot a high percentage. So we have got to keep them pushed out on the floor.
Yeah, well, the one thing we also discussed, Mike, was in the first part of that Riley County game, Riley County played kind of tough inside, but then Beloit started pushing back, and about midway through the second quarter on, Riley County was a pushover for Beloit inside, and that's one reason they had so many inside points. And of course, you can't forget at Minneapolis in the 3rd quarter, they just were lights out on shooting percentage. I don't know what they had, but it wasn't hardly a thing they threw up that didn't go in. They had a big comeback against us in that quarter. So
we're going to have 4 quarters of basketball, 4 solid quarters of basketball. We're going to have to come out. We're going to have to play with the defensive intensity that we've seen, the hustle that we've seen. We're going to have to get some transition points, and we're going to have to rebound the basketball and work that high-low post, as well as somehow find a way to get the offense going. Minneapolis coming into tonight, the #1 seed in this sub-state, but Beloit, a #2 seed. They knocked off a very good Republic County team last night. So, they #3?
4.
Riley County.
Beloit's 4.
Beloit's not 4. No. Beloit was not a 4 seed.
Weren't they? Okay. I won't argue.
Well, I don't think, Dale, if they were a 4 seed, they would have been on our side of the bracket. 4 or 5 seed was Norton and Ellsworth. They were either a 2 or a 3.
Yes, you're right.
They're either
you're
2
right.
or 3.
Yes.
Well, as you mentioned, Scott, rebounding is going to be the key, and we have to hold our own on our defensive glass and limit the exposure that Beloit can put on their offensive glass on the rebounding side of this. And it's if we can hold our own all through this game on the rebounding totals, we might have a chance to win this game.
Hey, Dale, do you want to say that out loud real quick?
Scott was right.
Thank you very much. Not very often do I get to hear from Dale. So we will have the starting lineups here in just a second. Coach Shoup giving some final instructions as Beloit and Minneapolis getting ready to do battle. Minneapolis in their home white, Beloit Trojans in their black and orange. And guys, I'm looking forward to a big game tonight. I'm ready to go back to Hutch. I want to go back to Hutch. Let's will these guys on.
It's warm up here. How you stand that long sleeve?
I know, I should have. But I'm not taking it off.
Please.
So they're giving some stats here of how they got here and who they played and what the scores were. Beloit allowed about the same points, scored about the same points in both
They allowed a
games.
little more than we did. That 19-point stinginess in the first game that we had against Smith Center really put us underneath them as far as points allowed.
For the Beloit Trojans, 6'3" sophomore Austin Budke. He's their leading scorer, as according to what I heard last night. Casey Argenbright, 5'9" senior. For the Beloit Trojans, number 22, Marvin Darko, a 6'4" senior. And for Minneapolis, a 5'9" senior, Kyler Macy. For the Beloit Trojans, number 31, Slade Crone, 5'11" senior, followed for Minneapolis Lions. Number 13, Andrew Yoxel, a 6'1" junior. For the Beloit Trojans, number 33, Luke Schamberg, a 5'11" senior. And for Minneapolis Lions, number 15, Grayson George. For the Beloit Trojans, number 35, a 6'4" junior, Zach Brummer. For the Minneapolis Lions, number 33, a 6'3" senior, Dylan Crossan. As we will have the tip here in just a second for the Beloit and Minneapolis ball game here. Minneapolis, as I said earlier, in their home white. Beloit Trojans in their all black and orange. We're just about ready for the tip-off. We've had these officials before, guys, and they've not done too bad of a job. When you get to this level, you expect them to be pretty solid, though.
You do expect them to be very consistent.
Yes.
I like the team that was out here that did the girls' game before this with Riley County and Lady Red. I like that team real well. I kind of wish they had this game. But these guys are up for the challenge, and I'm sure they're looking forward to calling this game, too. Being official to do the SubState championship game is an honor, and I'm sure a couple of these referees will move on to the state.
And the tip is up, and it will go into the hands of Minneapolis. It will be off of black. It will go to Minneapolis as the Lions will win the tip. And we expected to see Darko on Grayson, and that's what we got. Kyler Macy on the outside. And an early foul already, and that was on number 2, Austin Budke, holding as he was holding Dylan Crossan down low. Casey Argenbright to pull the trigger. Just 8 seconds into the ball game, and we get a quick foul. Grayson George chases it down. Darko chasing him hard. Casey Argenbright chases it down.
They avoided 2 turnovers in a row.
Yeah. Big hustle both times by Grayson George and Casey Argenbright. Ball goes into Andrew Yoxel. Andrew will drive back out to Casey. Casey will dribble around. He takes it in off the glass and good. Nice job, Casey Argenbright. Ball will go into Schamberg. Schamberg will bring it down, guarded by Kyler Macy. Kyler Macy doing a great job on the defensive side this year. Has been excellent. Ball goes over to Brummer. Brummer on the outside. Swing pass over to Crone. Back to Darko. Darko back in the right corner. I believe that is to Schamberg. Back to the top. Swing pass to Crone. Darko with the ball. He'll drive. And there's Budke. Shot up and good as he gets a little bunny in the lane. Nice pass by Darko. Budke gets the foul, or gets the bucket after the no call. Argenbright on the outside, gets it to Crossan, and that will be tipped out of bounds off of Beloit. It will stay with Minneapolis. 2-2, 6:46 left to go in the first quarter. Grayson George to pull the trigger underneath our own basket. Gets to the top of the key to Casey Argenbright, back to Grayson, and they're going to call a travel on Grayson George.
Grayson had space. He should have just, I think, taken that shot right when he got catch and shoot.
Schamberg with the ball, guarded by Kyler Macy. Schamberg will go to the left-hand side. Beloit goes fairly deep into their bench. Ball goes out to Budke. Up and off the glass is good. Budke with 2 quick buckets, and they've got the 4-2 lead. Argenbright on the outside, back to Kyler. Back to Yoxel. Andrew to Casey. Casey at the top of the key. And he puts it up, but Budke comes down with it. No call. And there's a turnover right there off of Beloit.
Kyler made a nice move, defensive move there to get a hand in there, force the turnover.
4-2, Beloit with the lead. Argenbright will bring it down for the Lions.
Casey might be trying to do just a little bit too much last time down with that, breaking down the defense. Didn't have a real nice shot.
Kyler Macy on the outside. Back to Grayson. Grayson is guarded tight by Darko. Shot up and good. Well, nice job as Grayson is double teamed by both Darko and Brummer, and he still gets the bucket off. Shot off. Nice shot. 4-4 tie ball game. And there's going to be off of Beloit. Turnover back to Minneapolis as Schamberg takes it in, and he dribbles it off of his leg. Checking in will be a freshman for Beloit, and that is Peyton Vetter. I'll tell you, he's been a spark plug for this team. They're going to have a pretty good ball team coming back next year. With
Very good ball player.
Vetter and Brummer back. Ball goes back to Grayson George. Grayson on the outside to Andrew Yoxel. Yoxel back to Argenbright. Casey with the kick by Schamberg. And Garrett Doherty will check in for the Lions.
Got her that time. Grayson found himself open down on the low block with the pass. Casey tried to thread it through there with the kick.
Garrett Doherty checks in. Gets it. Garrett comes in for Casey. Doherty will set up the play. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Tie ball game at 4. Andrew Yoxel on the outside. Back to Garrett. Garrett drives. Into Yoxel in the paint. Up and can't get it to fall, but he's got a foul, and it's going to be 2 on Budke. How big is that right there?
Huge foul.
Get another one.
Yes.
Even bigger.
Checking in will be Tanner Finney. The 5'9" junior will check in for him in just a second. Yoxel at the line, shot up and good. Finney will replace Budke. Andrew Yoxel makes his first one. He'll have another one coming. 5-4, 4:49 left in the first. Shot is up and it is in and out. No good. Rebounded by Brummer. Brummer will get it back to Schamberg. Schamberg guarded by Kyler Macy. Schamberg will drive. Gets it backward to Brummer. And there will be a foul on Dylan Crossan. As quick feed by Brummer takes it around the left-hand side. Dylan will pick up his first personal.
Zach Allison comes in for Dylan.
Schamberg to pull the trigger. And nice steal by Garrett Doherty. Garrett will take it all the way in. Oh. And it'll be a turnover. Beloit turns the ball over, but so does
Minneapolis.
So does Minneapolis. As Garrett was thinking he was going to get fouled on that, and that's where you need to stop, plant, and let him come over you. Schamberg guarded tightly by Macy. Back to Brummer, back to Darko. Darko.
Got to remember he's left-handed. You have to play that left hand with him.
Brummer for 3, and it's good. Well, that's a big threat right there. A 6'4" can stop and pop from 3, and he gets the big three-pointer right there. 7-5, Beloit with the lead. Kyler Macy on the outside. Gets it to Yoxel. Yoxel in the paint, gets his man up, shot up, and can't get it to fall. And Zach Allison with a good hustle. And it will be off of Minneapolis. It'll stay with Beloit. Casey Argenbright and Dylan Crossan check back in for Kyler Macy and Zach Allison. As the ball comes down, Schamberg guarded by Macy. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Brummer, back over to Darko. Darko on the outside. Drives in, no good. Rebounded by Crossan. There's a foul on Vetter. That'll be his first. Nice job, Dylan Crossan, with the big rebound right there. First personal foul on Vetter. Third team foul, 7-5. Beloit with the lead, 3:29 left to go here in the first quarter. Garrett Doherty will set it up for the Lions. Gets it over to Grayson George. Grayson Back to Yoxel. Yoxel back to Doherty. And there'll be a foul on Schamberg.
Darko.
Oh, Darko, yes. That's even better.
I was telling Dale on the way up here, it'd be nice to get him a little bit of foul trouble this first quarter, and that's a great way to run him into a pick. And he's got to come out.
Yeah, just his first foul. Nemechek checks in. I call it Nemechek, I'm not sure.
Nimzik, I think.
They pronounced it differently than what I would have done it. Garrett Doherty, but who am I? Casey Argenbright swing pass Ord to Doherty. Doherty on the outside, back to Yoxel. Gets his man up in the air. Oh, nice job, Andrew Yoxel with the left hand off the glass. Nice job, Andrew Yoxel. Tied up at 7 here, 2:56 left in the first. Ball goes back on the out to Nemechek. Nemechek back to Brummer. Brummer guarded by Crossan. And gets about to Schamberg. Schamberg in the corner for 3, off the mark. And there'll be a foul over the back on Vetter. That'll be 2 on him. And that will be another big foul right there, as Vetter will get his second personal foul.
Beloit is subject to fouls and getting into a little foul trouble here. Vetter with 2, along with Budke. If we could draw another one on Darko when he gets back in there, but right now with him on the bench, Grayson George needs to fill it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Yoxel, Casey Argenbright back to Doherty. Doherty back to Yoxel. Nemechek guarding Grayson tight. Grayson on the outside. This is where Grayson should drive, and he does. Shot up and good. Oh! Can't get it to fall, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line as Nemechek will pick up a foul right there. Oh, that sucker was in and out, wasn't it, guys?
Yes, it was. He's on the line. He'll get a 2-shot foul here.
Grayson makes the first one as he drops the first one.
Nemechek.
Nemechek, yeah, I had to ask for sure, and they gave me the pronunciation. Nemechek, you asked the guy next to you, I asked the one next to me. So Grayson George at the line for his second one. Shot is up, and it is good. Grayson makes them both. 9-7, Lions with the lead. Schamberg with the ball. Schamberg guarded by Argenbright. Gets it back to Darko. Darko on the outside. He's guarded by Grayson George. He picks up his dribble. All up and no good. Rebounded by Grayson George after the miss by Brummer. Argenbright will bring it down. Casey drives in. Oh, Zach Allison with the big.
You got to shoot.
Can't get it to fall. And rebounded by Schamberg. It's a great pass. Couldn't quite get her to finish though. Darko on the outside. Darko with the ball, gets it to Finney. Finney guarded by Macy. Back on the outside to Schamberg. Schamberg guarded by Argenbright. They look to Brummer. Shot up and good by Crone. Crone hits one off the glass and good. We'll be back to a tie ball game with a minute 17.
Crone at 5'11", plays like he's 6'2". He's built, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
To his credit, he lines up down low on the free throws, and Darko at 6'6" is still out on the high block.
Minneapolis content to sit on this one, let it run down. Beloit's going to let him as well with a minute left.
You know, to Zach's credit, he got the pass down low, and I yelled he needs to shoot because the 3-second call was coming, and he did get the shot off.
Yeah,
it was a tough shot. Glad to see him go up with it.
Zach Allison on the floor, Casey Argenbright, Dylan Crossan, Grayson George, as well as Kyler Macy. 36 seconds, they're letting it run down. We'll get it down to about the normal 12 before they'll bring it out.
So Beloit's running the box and one.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, they aren't.
Well, Schamberg, they look.
Okay, they're not running the zone.
So it just depends what, is this Vetter over here? No, this is Schamberg. Schamberg follows Casey, then it's man-to-man.
And there's a foul on Darko. You got it, buddy.
Yep.
That's number 2. Casey sets up a big screen right there, and he gets leveled. Nice screen by Argenbright. and Darko picks up his second foul.
He just cannot run through the screens, and it's a blessing right there. Darko, I saw him do it last night against the Riley County guy, threw the forearm in there and made space. But Casey's so good at a little bit of acting, but taking that charge.
He's learned that well in the last 4 years.
Yes, now Darko has to go out and hit the bench. First quarter. Yeah.
Casey makes the first one. Hesting, Joshua Hesting, a 6-foot junior, checks in for the Trojans. Andrew Yoxel also coming in. He'll check in for Dylan Crossan. That's wise. Dylan's got one. You don't want to give him a second one with a chance with 5 seconds left in the first quarter. 10-9. Argenbright at the line. Shot is up, and it's good. He gets them both. And he gets them both. 11-9. Minneapolis has the lead. 5.2 seconds left.
Doherty in for Argenbright.
You know, Beloit puts their second best defensive player on Grayson. That Nimchek did a good job on him the last game in Minneapolis when Darko was out.
Shot gets off as Tanner Finney puts up one from half court, but it's no good. It's a good look, but it was no good. Minneapolis has the lead at the end of one, 11-9. We will take a break. You're listening to 910 KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 2.
I was not ready, excuse me. Say something, bud, somebody.
Well, we a little technical difficulties here. We'll go ahead and keep it back here. Sorry about that, folks.
We'll be ready for the next time.
We'll be ready the next time as Minneapolis at the end of one has the 11-9 lead. And Dale, nice start by the lines. Mike, good hustle by the lines. Great intensity. What's even more impressive is the cleanness of the first quarter of basketball. Minneapolis with two turnovers, Beloit with 3, but Beloit has 17 fouls.
17 fouls in the first quarter. We're already in the 1-1.
The Lions have one.
Yes, and they've got Budke back in, and they've got just Budke. Budke, ball goes down low, shot up and good. Takes it right to him, and he gets the bucket. Budke ties it back up at 11. He is a tough one down low, and then nice. Wow. Big transition point right there for Beloit as Minneapolis gives up the loose ball and we turn it over and they get the transition points. That's what we need to do to them, guys. And they take the 2-point lead, 13 to 11. 3-point play, up and good. Nice job, Grayson George.
We'll take that.
We'll take that. Yeah, nice job, Grayson, as he hits a big 3 right there. Schamberg with the ball. Gets it over to Crone. Crone, nice pass down low. Up to Brummer, rebounded by Grayson, back to Argenbright. Casey will bring it down. Casey on the outside, back to Doherty. Now Schamberg's guarding Grayson George. Andrew Yoxel has the ball tipped out of bounds off of Crone. It will stay with Minneapolis. 14-13, Minneapolis Lions with the lead. 6:54 left to go here in the first half. Ball goes into Andrew Yoxel. Yoxel, dang it.
Dylan Crossan, foul number 2.
Second foul on Dylan. Pass was down to Dylan, and we turned the ball over again with good hands by Beloit right there as they get a hand in the passing lane, and they will take the turnover.
Not a good foul there, Scott.
Nope. Second personal foul, second team foul on the Lions. Schamberg with the ball. He gives Finney some direction. I'm not sure what you'll see here, but ball goes inside. Shot up and good by Brummer. Ball goes back to Argenbright. Darn it. Another turnover by the Lions, and that's
We don't need to be in that big a hurry.
3 times down the floor, guys, that we've given up a turnover. We cannot let them get into their transition game, and they've gotten the lead back at 15-14. Yes! Oh! Schamberg lowers the shoulder, and Garrett Doherty takes the charge.
Turnover, Riley County, or Beloit.
You bet. Player control foul. There will be no shots.
Schamberg with his first foul. Garrett Doherty on the outside, back to Argenbright. Looks down low to Yoxel. Yoxel back to Doherty. And wow, nice block by Brummer. And we turn the ball back over. And they do as well. So luckily trading turnovers right now. Checking back in will be Peyton Vetter as he checks in for Tanner Finney.
Finney had hit a couple threes against us the last game, but Vetter's been the hot player here of late. Playing as a freshman, as you mentioned, Scott, he's going to be good.
Yeah, he is. They have got Schamberg on Grayson. Ball goes on the outside. Grayson with the ball, back to Argenbright. Casey looks down low. I thought that was going to be a turnover again. Grayson for three, and it's good. Nice job, Grayson George, as he hits a three in Schamberg's face. Ball comes back, and it's tipped off of Doherty. It'll stay with the Beloit Trojans. Yeah, I was going to say, how much longer can you let Darko sit, and they get him back in.
Now we run him through another ball screen and let him pick up his third.
Yeah, we'll have him in longer than foul number 3. How's that?
Well, they switch out Darko for Budke, and ball will be inbounds. Nice steal by Andrew Yoxel with the steal in the corner.
Couldn't see it because of the crowd, but it happened.
I just saw Andrew with the ball. That's all I saw.
Yep.
17-15, Lions with the lead. Garrett Doherty on the outside. Back to Argenbright. Into Allison. Nope. Back to Yoxel. Yoxel can hit those.
He's going to have to take that shot eventually here tonight. And you're right, Scott. He can hit that shot.
Yeah, he can.
Brummer has been giving him space.
Inside is Yoxel, and it's good. Nice job, Andrew Yoxel. I thought he might be a little bit too far under the bucket, but he finds a way to get it in.
Back very well.
Yeah, nice job, Andrew Yoxel, 19-15. Schamberg with the ball, and it's going to be turned over again. Nice job by Minneapolis right there.
See Vetter looking for a foul on Yoxel because he blocked him out.
Because he blocked him out, yep.
Timeout's called by the Beloit Trojans, 19-15. Lions with the lead, 4:41 left to go here in the first half. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 2. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
R&J Tax Services, the most dependable tax service in Salina, is open every Monday through Friday, 52 weeks out of the year. Have tax questions? Call R&J Tax Services in Salina.
At Lambert Insurance, Sue Clanton can make shopping for insurance easy. With insurance plans changing all the time and costs increasing constantly, getting coverage you need at affordable rates can be a challenge. Let Lambert Insurance in Minneapolis help. Santa Fe Carpet is a proud supporter of the Minneapolis Lions. In conjunction with new carpet prices starting at $1.50, Santa Fe Carpet also carries quick-step wood laminates, vinyl flooring, tile, even home decor. Salina's bottom line carpet price is at Santa Fe Carpet, 4 blocks south of St. John's Military School.
Welcome back to Smith Center, Kansas. Minneapolis with the lead, 19-15. On the floor is Casey Argenbright, Andrew Yoxel, Grayson George, Garrett Doherty, and Zach Allison. 4:37 left in the first half. Casey Argenbright with the ball, guarded by Schamberg. He'll get it back to the top to Garrett Doherty. Back to Grayson. Grayson looks at it, pulls back out, gets his man in the air, back to Argenbright. Casey kicks it out. Another soft pass. Vetter will take it all the way in, and he gets it. Another soft pass, guys, and that's too many of those. We've got 6 turnovers. And Grayson hits another three, this one from the left corner, and that puts us at 22-17. Nice shot, Grayson. Did he have some separation on that?
Yeah, Darko not willing to run through the screen. They set 2 bodies in front of him. He just couldn't get there.
Oh, wow. Nice job by Schamberg to take it all the way in. Casey couldn't get position, so he wisely let him slide all the way in. Schamberg with the quick speed gets to the rack. Yes!
Travel.
Oh, oh man. Ah, Grayson with the turnover. I thought
The
he.
whistle was before Darko hit him. Almost,
Yeah.
So.
Boy, the coach coaxed that one out of that ref, didn't he? Right
Yeah,
there.
he did. I sure hoped that. I was sure hoping on that one.
There's still time to get number 3 before the second quarter is over.
3:33 left, 22-19. Lions with the lead. Schamberg with the ball,
Anyway.
guarded by Macy. Schamberg will drive around him, gets it back to Vetter. Off the mark, gets his own shot, rebounded by Argenbright. Gets his own rebound, but Casey comes down with the rebound. Andrew Yoxel inside, can't get it to fall. Brummer with the rebound, gets it back out, and that'll be a turnover back the other direction. Yes.
Good pressure by Grayson George there.
22-19, 3:07 left in the first half. Argenbright with the ball. Back to Kyler Macy. Macy on the outside, back to Argenbright. Casey. They're wanting a moving screen. Ball goes back on the outside. Casey drives. Back to Kyler. Kyler on the outside. Casey has some pressure put on by Schamberg. Back to Yoxel. Back to Macy.
Boy, Butke's just draped all over Allison.
Yoxel in the paint, shot up, and
Get in
good.
there.
Nice job, Andrew Yoxel. He wills that one. Either Mike did or Andrew did, but he gets it to fall, 24-19. Budke on the outside, guarded by Yoxel. Budke will drive, and he's going to be blocked, but he's going to be fouled. We've got a foul, I believe. We'll see for sure. I think you're probably right.
Is that 2 on Grayson?
No, just 1 on Grayson. His first personal foul.
Good.
At the line will be Budke to shoot 2. Budke just a sophomore. First shot is up, and it is good. He is a solid ball player, guys. No wonder he's their leading scorer. And Vetter checks out as Finney checks in. Second shot coming by Budke. And it's good. And Budke will come out, and Crone will come in.
24-21, 2:05 to go in the half.
Beloit goes 9 deep. We can go 9 deep. We've only gone 8 tonight. Ball goes back on the outside to Argenbright. Back. And a foul right there. Nice job, Casey. And Josh Hesting goes through a screen. Casey Argenbright gets a nice set screen, and he gets level. Coaches complaining about trying to say, well, now he's going to coach him on a foul the next time. Casey at the line for a 1-on-1. Shot is up and good.
Trying to get that moving screen call, but good basketball right now.
Shot is, second one's up, no good.
Oh.
Foul on Casey, I believe.
Yep. Zach about had a great rebound there. Lost his balance.
Yep. Casey picks up his first personal foul, 4th team foul. Good hustle by Argenbright. Zach had great position there, but couldn't quite get it. Andrew Yoxel comes in, or excuse me, Alex Yoxel comes in for Grayson George. Minute 49 left in the first half, 25-21. Little confusion on who's got who here. Schamberg at the top, guarded by Argenbright. It's about to Budke. Budke, he'll drive. Casey Argenbright comes away with the steal. And he's got the foul. Nice job, Casey Argenbright. Takes it right into Crone.
Mr. Crone has
Yeah,
something to say.
Crone's got something to say to him. Yeah, he's still tee him up right here. He's still talking trash to Casey. Argenbright will go to the line. And he makes the first one.
I don't think he hurt Casey's feelings at all.
Yeah, I don't think Casey's worrying too much about it.
He's tough, and he is a competitor.
Second one is up, and it's good as well. Nice job by Casey Argenbright. Alex Yoxel will come out. Grayson just gets about a 30-second breather right there.
And that's about all you'll see with the 5 starters, except for Dylan's out with foul trouble.
27-21, minute 26 left here in the first half. Shot up and good, rebounded by Argenbright. Yes, and a foul on Schamberg over the back of Argenbright. Casey will walk down the other direction. I think that's
Double
2 on
bonus.
Schamberg.
Double bonus.
And did he tee him up? No.
They're over the limit. It's a 2-shot foul.
Casey at the line, shot is up, and it's good. Nice job, Casey Argenbright. He'll have another one coming. 28-21, minute 16 left to go here in the first half. Second shot is up, and he gets that one as well. Ball goes into Schamberg. Schamberg will bring it down, guarded by Argenbright. They will look at Brummer. Minute 10 left in the first half. Brummer gets on the outside to Crone, and the steal right there. Nice job with the steal right there. Minneapolis will bring it back the other direction.
Macy with the thievery.
Butke, it went right through his hands.
Yoxel on the outside. And Minneapolis content to let this one run down with 49 seconds left.
Now they're matching up.
Yeah. Ball goes out to Argenbright. Casey on the outside. Back to Kyler. 35 seconds left. Macy with the ball. Nobody's out there on him, so he'll let him come out and make him come out on him with about 29 seconds left. We'll let this one go down to about 12. Then we'll see some ball movement. 29-21. 15 seconds left here in the first half. Ball goes to Argenbright with 11 seconds left. Casey on the outside. He'll take a deep 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Beloit. And it's no good. And that will end the first half. Minneapolis had a good look at it and just couldn't get it to fall. A deep 3. So Minneapolis has the lead at the half, 29-21. We'll take a break, then we'll be back with some stats and comments from Dale. You're listening to 910 KINA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 2. Welcome back to Beloit, Smith Center, Kansas, as Minneapolis Lions have the lead at the half, 29-21, as we're at halftime. And I believe the Smith Center Lady Red out there doing a dance routine, but we will have some stats here and some comments here. First of all, go through some turnovers first. Minneapolis had 8 turnovers in the first half, but Beloit had 10. We did a nice job of forcing some turnovers. We had some uncharacteristic, unforced ones that we've got to find a way to ease and change there in the second half. Mike?
Well, it was a great first half for Minneapolis, 29 on the board. Better yet, we held our opponent to 21. We outscored him 11-9 in the first quarter and 18-12 in the second quarter. Scoring for Beloit, Luke Schamberg has 4. Zach Brummer has 5. Slade Crone has 2. And Austin Butke has 8. And Peyton Vetter has 2. Scoring for Minneapolis, just 3 guys scored. Casey Argenbright with a big first half with 9 points, 7 of those from the free throw line. He was 7 of 8. Andrew Yoxel with a big first half. He had 7 points, and Grayson George leading all scorers with 13. Grayson finds himself in open space and has been shooting fairly well tonight.
So have 2 trays or 3?
3. You know, and what's probably the biggest thing is the ball movement by the Lions and the screens. Double screens are being set, and we've seen a ton of fouls because of that on Beloit trying to go through those double screens. And they've got some foul. They've got a couple players with 2 fouls.
Got the Trojans rattled.
four players with 2 fouls. They had, I think, 11 fouls in the first half. We had 4. So
yeah, you're right, Scott. Schamberg with 2, Butke with 2, Darko with 2, Peyton Vetter with 2, and for Minneapolis, Dylan Crossan, the only participant with 2 personal fouls. Yeah, it's a good first half for Minneapolis. I would say Coach Shoup ought to be just extremely happy with the way the first half ended.
yeah.
Our kind of game.
Yeah, I think it's probably gone just as he would have scripted it so far.
And you know, we talked about this on the way up, and Scott, you mentioned it before the game started. We get consistency with the officials. I think we're getting a really good called game. Beloit may not think so because the fouls that are being called are fouls, and they're being called.
Yeah.
Yep, no doubt about it. Let's brag on this team we got here, guys, somewhat. Remember that game against Smith Center where they had 19 points? I mentioned that night that was the least that Smith Center scored against us since back in the 40s. Well, I got to look at that. I got to wonder, well, I wonder when the last time Minneapolis has held an opponent to that low of a score, period. And you go back to 1948, January of 1948 against Ellsworth. 20 points.
Wow.
It's been a long time. And that's back in the era when it wasn't unusual for a team to score only 20-some points.
Yeah.
It's been decades since any Minneapolis squad has held an opponent that few points. And that's probably almost the same with any team, would be my guess. And of course, you hold an opponent to no points in both the first quarter and the fourth quarter, you're going to have that potential. But that's quite the deal. Also, after 22 games, this squad has the highest average scoring differential of any Minneapolis high school team, 21.2 points per game better than their opponents. Second is 19.7 in the 2004-2005 squad. But this is a big one here. This team also leads all other squads in MHS history in lowest per game average scoring defense, 35.7 points per game. It's the lowest of any team since the 1940s when scoring started picking up somewhat, holding an opponent to that low of a point average. Second is 42.5, and that was the 1950-51 squad that Dick Todd was probably a member of. On some others you all might know. One last thing about this squad, at 20-2, there are only 4 MHS teams besides this one that have 20 or better wins with 3 or less losses. First one, the 1958-59 team that went 25-1. And then in this last decade, the 2002, 2003, and 2004 squad, all with 20, 23, or 24 wins. So, you know, we haven't been scoring like gangbusters, but we've got an impressive win quantity here. And the defense of this squad has just been outstanding. I'll quit boring you with stats.
No, I appreciate that. It's pretty exciting to see. We've got another half of basketball, though, guys, to get to our destination. I said it 3 games ago that I wanted 6 more games. I still want 6 more games. I want 3 more games. I'm being greedy here, but I want to go to Hutch next week, and I know this team does as well. And they've got to come out and they've got to play another solid half of basketball. The only thing I think they've got to control is the turnovers, Mike.
Yeah,
well,
that would be the killer right now.
Yeah, if Beloit's forced the turnovers and we oblige them, Beloit can put a lot of points on the board in a hurry, and that's the way they put away Riley County and just ran away from them. But they did that to us at home, came out in the second half, and just it was, before we knew it, they were up 7 points on us. And they do it with their defense, and and we allow them to get that transition game going by providing them with a turnover. And they are not shy about getting down the floor, and they do it quite well. But we definitely have to limit our turnovers. But better yet, we're going to have to control the boards, and we have done a great job on the defensive glass here in the first half.
We have. You know, they've got a couple players that can score. Austin Budke has got 8, and we've got to find a way to make sure that we hold him. But we've also got to just continue to play the tight defense that we've been playing and force those turnovers, like you said. About 1:15 left before the start of the second half. Minneapolis with the lead at the half, 29-21. And Dale, what else do you feel the Lions need to do here in the second half?
Keep setting those good picks. Get Grayson open. Keep playing great defense.
Yeah.
That's what's got us here now.
We've got a really
We're
good
up by 8. Just need to keep it up.
A really good start with Beloit in foul trouble. If Darko would happen to pick up, or Budke, a quick third foul here in the third quarter, that would be huge.
Yeah, it would be. We're just about ready to get started with the second half.
I think these guys taste it, guys.
All they need to do is finish it.
They taste what can be theirs.
Just finish it, boys.
On the floor is the same starting lineup for the Lions. Kyler Macy, Dylan Cross, and Casey Argenbright. Andrew Yoxel and Grayson George. For the Beloit Trojans, Darko, Schamberg, Crone, Budke, and Brummer. Ball will go into Argenbright to start the second half. Casey will be guarded by Schamberg. Casey on the outside. Gets it to Kyler Macy. Macy on the outside. Gets it to Yoxel. Yoxel to top the key. Back on the outside to Grayson. Grayson in the lane, up and good. Nice job, Grayson George, as he takes it in between 2 defenders, and he gets the bucket.
The left hand, I think. I couldn't see through the crowd.
Schamberg back to Crone. Crone swing pass over to Brummer for 3. No good, and it'll be off of Budke. It'll be Minneapolis ball. You know, what I like about these Beloit kids are trying to get into Minneapolis' head, and Andrew Yoxel just such a smart player. It's not going to happen. Ball goes to Kyler Macy into Crossan. And it's going to be stolen.
Crone strips it away from Crossan.
Brummer back to Budke. Budke on the outside. Gets it back to Darko. Darko to Budke. Foot was on the line. Wow. Man, Marvin Darko with such a quick step. He must have took a 5-foot step. I'm not joking, guys. It was huge.
Yeah, we need to keep him off the glass. That's for sure.
31-23, Lions with the lead. Argenbright rolls around the screen, gets it back to Dylan Crossan. Dylan the quarter to Kyler. Kyler picks up his dribble. We'll go to Yoxel. Yoxel back to Argenbright. Casey will drive. Into Yoxel. Ah! Dang it, take it straight up. Oh, yes! Oh! Oh! Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Oh! Wow!
Beloit fans thought it was.
Oh yeah, Beloit fan, exactly. Kyler Macy. I thought Kyler was set on. Kyler picks up his first personal, as the forearm was extended, but apparently Kyler did not quite have it set. Darko on the outside, gets it back to Budke, and there's going to be a foul on
Yoxel.
Yoxel trying to work through a screen, so they're kind of doing some of the same things that we did, and we get to 2 quick fouls. Let's not get into this that we have the fouls in the second half. Schamberg on the outside, back to Crone. Crone back to Budke. Budke looks down low. And nice save by Andrew Yoxel. Casey Argenbright brings it back the other direction. Yoxel back to Casey. Casey looks down low. Back to Kyler Macy in the corner. Back to Argenbright. 5:30 left to go in the third quarter. 31-23. 8-point lead by the Lions. Grayson back to Andrew Yoxel. Argenbright on the outside into Grayson, shot up and no good. Rebounded by Brummer. Brummer back out to Schamberg. Schamberg will bring it down. Shot up and no good. Rebounded by Grayson George. Well, Schamberg a quick one too.
Not a good shot by Schamberg. Is 1-on-2. Thought he could knock it down, but not even close.
Ball goes to the top of the key to Crossan. Back to Argenbright. 31-23. Ball goes on the outside to Grayson. Grayson will take the three. In and out. Rebounded by Brummer. That sucker was down and popped back out. Darko on the outside. Back to Schamberg. Sure could use an offensive foul here. Back to Darko. Back to Crone. Crone on the outside to Schamberg. Schamberg looks down low. Nice defense by Grayson George on Darko. Budke guarded by Yoxel. Brummer to Schamberg for three, and he hits a three. Wow. Schamberg with a big three right there, 31-26. They cut it to within 5. 4:07 left in the third quarter. Macy on the outside. Back to Yoxel. Back to Argenbright. Casey back to Kyler. Grayson at the free throw line, shot no good, and rebounded by Budke. Back to Brummer. Brummer back over to Darko. Darko back to Schamberg. Schamberg looks down low to Budke. Back to Brummer. Back to Darko. Darko on the outside. 3:30 left in here in the third quarter. There's foul. Ball goes back to Schamberg, back to Brummer. Brummer guarded by Crossan. Back to Budke, three-point shot off the mark and rebounded by Grayson George. Grayson with the rebound. So back to Argenbright, 31-26 Lions. 3:05 left to go. Timeout called by the Lions as they will get Garrett Doherty and Zach Allison in. Minneapolis calls a 30-second timeout. We'll take one with them. 31-26. We'll be back after this word.
The State Bank of Delphus and Glasgow and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks committed to making your banking experience as easy and personal as possible. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Brown Mackey College Salina. More than just supporting your future, supporting the future of the community. Call 1-877-557-5454 or go online to brownmackey.com.
Welcome back to Smith Center, Kansas. Dale Leach, Mike Perry, myself, Scott Osherman. Lions with the ball, 31-26, 3:03 left in the third. Lions have a 5-point lead. Grayson George will get it into Argenbright.
Another plus, Minneapolis able to string together some stops in a row on the defensive end. There's another one there. Get the ball back with just 2:55 left, third quarter.
Doherty in the ball game as well as Zach Allison. Andrew Yoxel at the top, back to Zach, back to Doherty. Doherty will look around. Doherty kicks it out, back to Grayson. Grayson at the top of the key, looks for a cutter, goes back to Yoxel. Argenbright, back to Doherty. Doherty tries the lane up and can't get it to fall. We cannot get anything right now to fall. Sucker's been down and out and back out again. Schamberg in the corner, guarded by Argenbright.
There was good arch on that when it wasn't flat at all.
Vetter will drive, gets it back to Darko. Darko, Schamberg for three, and it's going to be an air ball. And it'll be off of Budke as he steps out of bounds, trying to save it.
Yoxel with another good block out there on that out of bounds ball.
Schamberg had just hit one from the left elbow, and that one wasn't too close.
No.
What you call an air ball.
And the turnover by the Lions. We'll give it right back to the Trojans. So, Kyler Macy checks in as well as Dylan Crossan for Andrew Yoxel and Casey Argenbright. Schamberg with the ball.
150 remaining in the third.
Ball goes back to Brummer, back to Darko. Darko on the outside. Back to Brummer. Brummer back to Darko. Back to Budke. Budke spins in the lane. I'll tell you, now they're letting them play, guys. They've had a couple times, we've had a push-off, no call, and this time they're within 3 as Budke gets the bucket in the lane. Macy on the outside. Back to Zach Allison. Zach Allison. Back to Crossan. Crossan. Back to Grayson. Shot up and can't get the ball. Zach Allison with the big rebound. Nice job, Zach, and the foul on Budke. And Zach Allison will go to the line to shoot 2. Nice job, Zach Allison, with the rebound right there. Budke picks up his 3rd personal. At the line will be Zach Allison for 2. We need him, Zach. And the first one is off the back of the rim. Second shot coming. 55 seconds left in the third quarter. Wow. 31-28. Beloit has taken our lead at the half. They've outscored us here in the second half. We've only got 1 field goal. Zach at the line. Shot is up, and it's good. Nice job, Zach. As he makes 1 of 2, Andrew Yoxel checks in for Zach Allison. Nice job, Zach. Big offensive rebound and a big free throw.
Gets the lead back to 4, 32-28, 55 seconds in the quarter.
They've outscored us 7-3 here in the third quarter, and it's about over.
Schamberg into Brummer in the lane, into Vetter. And Darko gets the big rebound. Darko comes out of nowhere, guys, and gets a big, big offensive rebound right there. 32-30, 31 seconds left. Minneapolis will work for a shot at the end of the quarter. This is when we could use one, guys. We've yet to score one at the buzzer or at the end of the quarter. We could sure use one here. 15 seconds left, 32-30. Augermeyer with the ball at the top. Back to Grayson. Grayson will drive. Shot in the lane, up, no good. And from the top of the key, yes! Nice job, Grayson George! As he tonight hits a big three-pointer. Wow, how big is that? Nice job, Grayson George from about the yellow line, and that was a big shot right there. Woo. Wow. 35-30, we needed that one big, and we get it right there as the Lions hit a big three-pointer right there. 35-30. We will be back after this word. You're listening to 910 KNE.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 2.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Raceway. Minneapolis Raceway has brought you exciting races to Central Kansas and will continue the tradition. Minneapolis Raceway will give you and your family some of the most exciting races ever seen. Go Lions!
This internet broadcast is made possible by Don Allison at Santa Fe Carpet in Salina. New carpet prices start at $1.50 per square foot. All colors in plain or plush styles, including popular 94-ounce carpet. Financing is available at Santa Fe Carpet, 4 blocks south of St. John's Military School.
City Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy in downtown Minneapolis.
Welcome back to Smith Center, Kansas. We start the fourth quarter, 8 minutes away from a trip to state. One of these two teams, Schamberg with the ball, gets it back to Vetter. Vetter on, back to Brummer. Brummer, Beloit.
Good foul.
Yeah, good foul. Kyler Macy picks up the foul. What I was going to say is Beloit's only got 1 foul in the second half. So Kyler Macy picks up his second personal, 3rd team foul. Vetter will be at the line, the freshman He has been pretty darn good ball player all year at the line to shoot 2. Shot is up, and it is good as he makes the first one. Freshman's got some ice in his veins. He will have another one here. 7:47, 35-31. Lions with the lead. Shot is up, and it's good. Well, I was trying to ice him, guys.
Saying everything good about it, you could.
I could, I know.
I'll try the negative approach next time.
I'll try that next time. Argenbright on the outside, looks down low. Back to Macy. Macy to Crossan. Crossan at the top of the key. Look down low, back to Grayson. 3-point shot, and it's off the mark. And rebounded by Schamberg. Just left it a little bit soft off the front of the rim. Back to Brummer. Brummer back to Budke. Budke guarded by Yoxel. And the steal. Yes, all right. It's off a block. Nice job. And the turnover will come back to the Lions.
He was right on it.
He was right on it. Nice call by the official.
What I saw.
He was right on it.
Casey just got a hand in there, started the whole ball of wax rolling. Turnover, Beloit.
Oh, nice pass down low to Yoxel. Yoxel down low. And we got a tie up. Yep, nice job. Nice job. Whoever's on the floor there, Dylan Crossan and I believe Schamberg, both on the floor with that loose ball. It will stay with the Lions. 35-32, 6:45 left to go in the ball game. Get it in, they get it to top. Get to Argenbright. Back to Grayson. Back to Casey. Wow. No call as they try to get it into Andrew Yoxel. Yes! That's 4 on Budke! Nice job by the Lions right there.
How, he says, how.
That's his 4th.
Yep, that is his 4th. That is huge. And we had good position down there. That is big right there. I don't even know who stepped in. We had 2 players down there.
Well, he tried to run through 3 guys down there. George was on the bottom of the heat, so I credit him with taking the charge.
Argenbright with the ball. Gets it back to Dylan Crossan. Back to Yoxel. Back to Argenbright. Back to Grayson. And another travel.
He ran into a player, stepped on a foot, lost his balance.
Yeah. And we turn the ball over. 6:08 left to go in the ball game. 35-32. Schamberg will bring it down for the Trojans. It's over to Crone. Crone on the outside. He'll try, takes a shot up, and no good. And yes! Yes, nice job. And there will be a foul on Crone, I believe. And that will be his second.
Team fouls are evened up to 3 apiece.
Yep.
Trying to talk his way out of it, he definitely pushed Casey.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't watch his mouth, he will have a technical foul. That's exactly why the coach is getting him out of there. He's a hothead.
Andrew Yoxel on the outside. Back to Dylan Crossan. Back to Argenbright. Back to Case. Back to Kyler. Kyler looks for a cutter. Gets it back to Yoxel. Looks down low. Has nothing.
We could use a Dylan Crossan moment down low.
Or Andrew Yoxel. I'll take either one. I'll take points at this point. Ball goes into Yoxel. Shot up. Can't get it to fall. And off the mark. Schamberg comes away with it. It comes back the other direction. Back to Brummer. Brummer back to Darko. Darko on the outside. Back to Brummer. 5 minutes left in the ball game. 35-32. Beloit with the ball. Brummer, and he walks with it. Thank you very much.
A couple of those on him tonight.
Yeah, the coach is right there. He's in agreement.
4:50 to go.
That was a big turnover right there. That's a big stop for Minneapolis, too. Getting late in the fourth quarter now. Points are a premium, Scott.
Yeah, they are. Oh, had Grayson cutting through the center. Yeah. He was moving on that one. Andrew just stepped in front of him, and he's going to get his third foul, or second.
Fans have been calling for moving screens.
Yeah. I've been trying to get it all night, and this time they did get it. Andrew will come out after the turnover right there. Schamberg with the ball, guarded by Macy. It's a back over to Brummer. It could have gone either way, Beloit fans. And there's, wow, Dylan Crossan and Peyton Vetter both went up for that one, and they both had a hand on. They call it jump ball to stay with Beloit. Budke to inbounds the ball. Schamberg for three. There we go. That's over the back. That's 5, folks. He's done for the night. Oh, how big is that? At the 4:06 mark, Austin Budke is done for the night.
Beloit's leading scorer just fouled out, and there's a lot of time left in this ball game.
Wow.
Big.
That is big. That is big, guys.
They are deep on the bench, but when you lose your leading scorer, we know that's tough.
Argenbright with the ball.
Under 4 minutes in the fourth quarter.
In the lane, no good. Rebounded by, we cannot have had a hard time getting buckets. Have we scored yet in the fourth? Has anybody scored in the fourth? Yeah, they've scored a free throws, but another turnover by Beloit.
Another shuffle the feet. That's 3 of them.
Brummer has had 2 of them for sure.
2 this half and 1 in the first.
Yeah, just 2 in the last minute.
35-32, 3:46 left. We have not scored in the fourth quarter.
Yep, they have 2 free throws.
They've got 2 free throws. 3:41. Kyler Mason on the outside. Zach Allison. Zach, Andrew Yoxel. And nearly, oh, good hustle there. Great job in the tie-up. Nice job by the Lions. I'll tell you, good job by Marvin Darko right there to get his teammate out of the way, because he was mad about that one. Nice job by Zach Allison and Grayson George.
Brummer was looking for a technical there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Marvin Darko, very smart player right there to get his teammate. Into Andrew Yoxel. Back to Argenbright. Back to Yoxel. Yoxel on the outside.
Whew, that scared me.
Grayson George can't get it, and Darko comes down with it. Back in the hands of Finney.
Boy, he can put the brakes on, can't he?
6 attempts, and we haven't got a point.
Nothing. Timeout called by Beloit. We will take one with them. 3 minutes left to go in the ball game, guys, but we need some points.
I'm sure they're saying the same thing.